So only the strong go crazy, the weak just go along. I came across this quote recently and I couldn't stop thinking about it. It sounded really strong to me because we were taught that being strong means staying composed, right? Staying predictable, staying in control, something like that. But what if some of the moments that look like madness, for example, are actually moments of awakening? What if the person questioning everything isn't weak and they're only finally becoming honest? Well, there have been moments in my life where people probably thought I was crazy, because of my decisions in life. For example, leaving familiar paths, moving to different city, moving to different schools, moving to different country, studying philosophy when everyone wanted practical answers and practical reasons. Deleting social media, disappearing, starting over and over and over again. Changing my mind, even changing my mind. I change my mind all the time. Even in the last minute, I change my mind. And when I do that, I just follow it and I don't care what other people will think. Questioning my beliefs is also another thing. What else? Wanting more from life than survival. Yes? Sometimes I wasn't sure what I was doing either. I only knew one thing, and that is I couldn't continue pretending. No, that was terrifying to me, because when everyone around you is moving in one direction, in one goal, in one path, you suddenly stop asking, like, why are we doing this? People around you will get comfortable when you start to ask that kind of question. And that is not because you are wrong, but because your question, that single question, forces them to question themselves. What are they doing too? Why are they doing that as well? The quote here is talking about, it's not talking about mental illness, okay? It's talking about the courage to leave the script, the courage to stop living unconsciously. Because most people, most of us, we inherit our beliefs, our fears, from our parents, like that, our dreams, even our definition of success. What's your definition of success? Do you even examine them? Because most of us, we simply just continue. I continued going to school. I continued going to work. I'm glad I didn't get married. People get married, people have debts, people follow retirement, those paths, not because they choose it, but because everyone else did. And that's what going along means to me. It's like drifting through life without ever asking if the life you are living is truly yours. Yun ba talaga gusto mong gawin sa buhay mo? mag-aral, magtrabaho, karoon ng utang, mag-retire. Tapos meron pa iba mag-aasawa, mag-divorce. Ayan. One reason I fell in love with philosophy is because philosophers often considered crazy. Think about it. Okay. Who spends years questioning? Who spends years questioning reality, questioning truth, questioning God, questioning identity, consciousness, right? Who? People who refuse to accept easy answers. And throughout history, society has often punished those people. Socrates was executed for asking questions. Spinoza wasn't executed, but he was cast out from his community, right? Galileo was punished for seeing what others refused to see. Who else? Giordano Bruno paid for his ideas with his life, and so on, and so many philosophers. Sometimes punishment isn't prison or death, Sometimes it's being misunderstood. And the people who move humanity forward are often the ones who first appear unreasonable. Socrates was executed, Spinoza was excommunicated, Galileo was silenced. History itself is full of people who refuse to go along and pay the price for it. Yet without them, the world will never change. And all of this happened because questioning systems threatens systems. And it shows every major breakthrough came from someone who refused to go along. And they said there is a cost. When you stop going along, you become lonely. You lose certainty, you lose all the identities. That's okay, because I like it. I like it that way. I like it like that. Sometimes you lose relationships, you lose the comfort of belonging into one identity, one form, and for a while you will feel like you're standing between worlds. Don't worry, it only means that you no longer who you were. I've lived in that space many times. Maybe I'm still in that space, TBH. TBH, and it can't feel like death. The death of an old self, not physically, okay? There was a period in my life when I completely disappeared online. I deleted accounts, I became invisible. To be honest, part of it was part of insecurity, part of it was fear, part of it was not knowing who I was anymore. And when you are rebuilding yourself, where there comes a moment when you wonder, I even asked this to myself, do I hide forever? Do I let people see me again? Mga ganong tanong. And to me, coming back wasn't easy. Creating videos wasn't easy. Being visible wasn't easy because I was already in my comfort zone of being hidden. But it came to a point that staying hidden became harder than being seen to me. And I think that is because of art. And sometimes that is what growth feels like. Where in the old version of you can no longer survive, I was craving for art. And this is my art showing up here, talking about whatever is this. Maybe we can say that strength isn't keeping everything together, and that strength is allowing an old life to fall apart when it no longer reflects who you are, right? Your own strength can start in simply admitting to yourself that, hey, I am not happy here. I am confused now. I need a different path. I don't know what will come next. Those statements, right, they do not sound strong, but they require an enormous amount of courage. Far more courage than pretending. So if you are watching this and you feel like you are losing your mind because your life no longer makes sense, if you are questioning everything, if you are outgrowing people, places, beliefs, and identities, trust me, you are not broken. You are waking up. You are waking up. Your soul has simply become too large for the life that once contained it. Okay? That's all right. That process can feel like madness at times, but the path to freedom, your freedom, begins exactly there. Okay? So, when I read this quote, only the strong go crazy, the weak just go along, I do not hear a celebration of chaos. What I hear is a reminder that growth often looks irrational to people who have chosen comfort. Okay, and the bravest thing you can do is not go along. The bravest thing you can do right now is listen to the quiet voice inside yourself that says, there has to be more than this. Because there is. And then have the courage to follow it. Thank you for watching. This is Dawn Angela. And wait. Remember, not every breakdown is destruction, okay? Sometimes it's the beginning of a completely different life. Okay? See you next time. Thank you for watching.